All right, several years ago, the Virtual Boy had an emulator that was released on the new 3DS. Recently, the original 3DS got running on the original 3DS, and since then, um, the emulator has run surprisingly well. Let's go ahead and take a look at some games and see how it performs. Now, so I'm going to start with Panic Bomber. Here's Panic Bomber. And it runs surprisingly well. I mean, all these games run at full speed. At least all the ones I've tested so far. In fact, I'm actually going to go ahead and make this monochrome or black and white grayscale. There we go. Alright. I prefer grayscale over the red. And for those who don't know, this is like a Puyo Puyo style game, or a Dr. Robotnik's Mini Bean Machine plays very similar. It's just a puzzle game that is a ton of fun to play. And as you can see, runs full speed, no issues at all. Absolutely zero slowdown, no issues at all with this game. And that's what you're going to get with these games. Every game I've tested has worked, with the exception, of course, of a couple of them. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just hit load ROM. Okay, so the ones that I can't get to work, for whatever reason, is Mario Tennis, and there was it would be the Mario Kart demo that I don't currently have on here. But here's kind of a cool little homebrew Mario game. This is what Mario would have looked like on the Virtual Boy. Looks pretty cool, actually. So we can get it to focus here. Come on. There we go. Okay. Again, it runs full speed. No issues at all. I like the use of the 3D. I think it's kind of cool. Speaking of 3D, the 3D in the emulator works flawlessly. You can actually... I was supposed to jump forward. But let's go ahead and check out one of my all-time favorite Virtual Boy games of all time. And that is Virtual Boy Wario Land. If we can get it to... There we go. Again, I prefer plain monochrome or grayscale. I think it's easier on the eyes. Also, something to note is that it's a good idea if you're going to emulate these games that you consider turning auto pause off, because it can have issues with it emulating. I'm not sure why, but it can cause some crashing to occur. But yeah, Wario Land here plays flawlessly. Zero issues at all. You can play in 3D. This is quite easily the best Virtual Boy game on the platform. And it's playable on the go on the 3DS family of systems. This is a great game. I hope it gets ported at some point to the Switch, or maybe even the Switch successor, if that's a possibility. Whatever the case may be with that. But this is easily one of my favorite games. Favorite Wario games. And again, plays flawlessly well. I can't show you the 3D because it doesn't translate well on the camera at all. But it's here. You can play this in 3D. And it looks awesome. And again, if you wanted to play with the classic red, you can. You have that option. Here it is. Here's classic red. This is what it would look like if you played it on a Virtual Boy. As you can see, it's kind of hard on the eyes. Now, what's interesting with this is if you wanted to, say, just have an off-the-wall color filter. Let's say I wanted it to be, I don't know, say purple. I can play it in purple. It's now in purple, guys. you can play the Virtual Boy in purple. So it even offers you to play with filters you would never be able to play with originally. I mean, grayscale isn't available either, but it's kind of cool. You can play purple if you wanted. Now, I'm not going to leave a link to the emulator on the channel. You can find it on your own. You can find the games on your own. I'm not gonna go over any of that. But I just wanted to show you guys how awesome this is to be able to play Virtual Boy games, virtually any Virtual Boy game, on the 3DS. It is awesome. Alright, so let's look at the Virtual Boy emulator on the new 3DS slash OG 3DS systems. The emulator itself is called Red Viper. You can Google it, you can internet search it and find it. Red Viper, a great emulator, and I'm very glad I'm able to play the Virtual Boy games on the go and at full speed. It's great, and 3D is available too. So great emulator, yeah. I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. As always, until next time, take care and happy gaming.